YouTube, what is going down, man? It's your boy Mo. Welcome back to the channel. Got another banger for y'all. Well, shit, it's not a react. Well, yeah, it's a reaction, I guess. Not music related though. This is JUBILEE. JUBILEE. I think I did a reaction to JUBILEE before. I forgot what it was. It was, I can't remember, but this one is hip hop misogynistic. Let's see what they're talking about. Make sure you like the video before I start. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Let's get it.
Sense to me, so I'm just gonna go with it, right? People are just
what don't make dollars don't make sense.
That's how it starts.
More sense to me,
what are you talking
so I'm
about?
just gonna go with it, right? People are just
what don't make dollars don't make sense to the industry, my boy. They don't sign.
Oh shit, they got Post Malone on here.
Unless it make money and streams, and if it's good and it gets streams, they sign it.
They got Post Malone on JUBILEE. That's crazy. If y'all know what this is, it's like they ask questions and then there's like a truth or agree, disagree, really disagree, or whatever. So after they ask the question, then the group of people, they pick what the answer is and then they talk about it.
There's this thing called hot takes, where we had our audience submit hottest takes that they had about
It's gonna be brutal.
Black rappers are often better than other races.
What?
Wow.
Oh, did I read that right?
Brutal.
Black rappers are often better.
Black rappers are often better than other races? What the fuck? Of course. Nah, that's a wild ass question. But come on. Like, obviously. That's a wild question. Black rappers are often better than other races. I mean, but if it wasn't for black people, they wouldn't even be rappers like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Eminem looked up to a black person.
Other races.
Wow.
I think it's a racist point of view to say that it is often better. There are so many dope rappers that are black. There are so many dope rappers that are not black. Like, I don't think the color of your skin determines your penmanship skill.
So much of the narratives that built and birthed hip hop is also what built and birthed black community and black folk.
If you black and you come from that and that's your struggle and that's your story and it connects with the history of being, oppressed, then you will always have that advantage, from the viewer's standpoint, but I wouldn't say just because of being black makes you better.
I
actually fuck with Lil Nas X, but some of his songs is actually fire. And the fact that he don't give a fuck is fire as well. But that last shit, like, I don't know, I'm gonna skip past that other one, bro. Let's see what they say about Lil Nas X.
To not respect how he's marketed himself and how he's bigged himself up, using the tools.
That nigga's a genius. Facts. Niggas be hating and trying to cancel him, and he still do whatever the fuck he want to do. Genius. That nigga's always being talked about.
His disposal, but he's just leveraged it in such a smart way.
Like, I think that's so important to remember that hip hop was never about just, are you the nicest with a pen? It was just like, yo, do you make things that people enjoy?
Nah, I agree with everything being said. As another queer rapper who does a lot of gender bending and
Ain't even P. He's close to a queer rapper who does a lot of gender bending.
stuff like that. I think Lil Nas X has opened up a lane for other rappers alike that can thrive now
Gender
because
bending?
of that in the
What the
mainstream. Memo had Old Town
Alright.
Road blasting in the car when he was driving up.
Having a couple of songs on SoundCloud does not make you a rapper.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't consider myself a rapper until I started making real money off that. So.
I mean,
Nigga, if you're a rapper, you're a fucking rapper. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter if you're on SoundCloud, Spotify, if 1 million people know you, or if you rap, you're a rapper. Like, just because somebody isn't in the NBA, they play basketball, they're still a ball player. Like, what the fuck? That don't make sense.
rapper if you rap. You can have no songs out anywhere. If you rap, you a rapper. That's the way that
That's what I just said.
Yeah, you're on the you're supposed to be over here.
Oh, my fault.
You a rapper, you rap.
If you just in your heart have been resonating with hip hop and you've been writing your whole life and building that just for yourself, then you're a rapper.
Hey, but not everybody on SoundCloud did that. I agree. You can have just a couple of songs on SoundCloud and totally.
It don't matter if they're ass. They could suck. They're still a rapper though. There's plenty of rappers that are big that suck, but they're still rappers. Kind of.
Be a rapping ass rapper. But you could also have a couple of songs and you put no time into them, and then it's not enough for me.
Kind of get what you're saying,
I
but
got
not really.
like a motherfucker. Yeah, I can't even lie.
Really though, you should have shared, but it's all
Yeah,
good.
hey.
It's
Post Malone
okay
some
to
water.
call women bitches and 2, 1, go.
So facility is 3,000 square foot, but we built a mezzanine, so it's
Strongly agree.
The reason I agree is because I think you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want in your lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're okay to stand on what you say, then stand on it and say it, you know?
Yeah, it shouldn't be censored. It's just like, again, you asked the question, do we think it's okay? They
You
think
don't
it's
have
okay.
to deal with
we
the
don't- yeah.
consequences if you say something that's messed up.
Talk about
like
it.
if you got a white person, you know what I mean, nigga, like right, you know, then they got to deal with the consequences. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, and that's on them.
It's just you
That's
gotta
on
stand
them.
on what you say, you know?
I feel like the culture we in, it's like, that's just like the type of people you be around. Like girls be like, yo, you that bitch, like drop that shit. You know what I mean? Like they be hyping each other up.
Who brought this
I don't
motherfucker?
think it's ever like in such a disrespectful way. And like, I guess it's kind of like, it's like a filler word kind of, it can be, but like.
Hey, well, be a
it's
better
just-
writer then, you know? Don't rely on
It's
the
just
filler
ca-
words, you know what I mean?
I definitely don't
What's the
rely on
difference
it.
with female rappers? They call themselves bitches as well. They call the guys niggas. So what's the difference?
Thing, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It helps get the point across and just like.
But I think in the larger scheme of things, the majority of times where I'm hearing the word bitch and rap and hip hop is degrade women. You know, you just go line after line, and it's just like, yo, fuck these bitches.
What was I say? I like how some women have reclaimed it in a positive way. If rappers also use it in a certain context and not to demean women, then it's more okay. Like calling a woman a bad bitch. Like, bruh, in the whole like a rap song, I get the whole like demeaning of women, but they've probably used worse words than bitch anyway when they're demeaning women. Like, come on now.
Bitches don't trust these hoes. Like, it's just like, it's not like a, yeah, I'm uplifting my bitches. It's like, there's not a lot of that. But I do think it's important, and I think it's important as creatives of any genre to understand that our music exists beyond ourselves. So our intention is not always gonna be received the way that we think it is.
Like, I don't think any of us in here are being like, yo, I hate women. Or like, yo, I'm trying to be bad to women. But I do,
No,
right? But I think that the question is like, what does okay mean? What it comes down to for me is like, just personally, I'm not gonna put that in my records. I'm not gonna put that in my music, in my
And
vibe.
that's dope, homie. Like, you know,
Word,
like,
word,
yeah,
thank
that's-
you.
You know, for anyone,
But,
like,
but
whatever
I-
you want to do is dope, in my opinion, for any artist.
Yeah.
If you want to say some fucked up, I think we need crazy people to say crazy shit sometimes. Like, you know, fucking Dance with the Devil.
Of course, that's one of the first,
yeah.
Okay, so
Crazy.
Yeah.
we can all
Wild.
agree that that's one of the hardest songs of hip hop history, right? But I think we can also all agree that what he's talking about is not right. But I think the culture needs the ability to let people express themselves. So we have, you know, like these big. So or else it would be too. I don't know. It'd be too bland.
Where the black people at? I see like one black dude. Talking about hip hop, and you got like one black dude in here.
It's hard to rap about something other than money, sex, or drugs. 3, 2, 1, go.
What was it? It's hard to rap about something other than sex, money, and drugs. I feel as a rapper, I'm not a rapper. I feel as a rapper, you're gonna rap about whatever you're going through or your life type shit. If money, sex, and drugs is your life, then that is what it is. Fuck it.
Rap about what you want to rap about. Like, I think you're limited as an artist if you're gonna say like those are the only things that I'm out there, and that would be stupid. If you want to rap about that, that's fine too.
That's the only reason I'm over here, because it's not hard. It's definitely not hard. But I think it's what people want to hear, you know? And it's like, if you want to get in this industry and make a successful living off of it, at a certain point, you got to say what the fuck people want to hear, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone wants money. Everybody want to have sex. Everybody does have sex. A lot of people do drugs, or they've been impacted by drugs. So I think it's just inevitable that it comes out a lot, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I mean, I just completely disagree with the question, right? Because I think like we've been talking about Lil Nas X. Old Town Road is just, I don't even, you know, it's just a Western song. And then like, I think there's so many lanes right now that even if you're looking for success, Memo, like I think there's niches.
How did those
you know?
people come up though? They didn't come up talking about all that spiritual woke shit. J. Cole didn't come out talking about that woke shit.
He might, actually, J. Cole might have.
No, J. Cole might have, yeah. J. Cole might have.
Kanye definitely did. And success is also such a
forgot what
spectrum.
they
Of
was
what the
even
hell does that
talking
shit mean? Success, like the 1% of artists that are making millions of dollars per feature, or also completely eating and living and paying all your bills that you need to, and also got some money to vacay and pay for the album,
And
but you
dedicated
know,
fans, like-
and have fans
Yeah,
and have
like-
a sustainable career, right? And in that way, you absolutely can be successful in having a niche market. I mean, I'm doing it right now.
I forgot what that was even talking about.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh man.
there
That's
are a
just a
shit ton
gender
of
bend.
misogynistic artists, misogynistic lyrics, misogynistic songs, misogynistic practices. There's a shit ton of work to be done in terms of like what that narrative and how we influence people to think and not to think, but I can't say that the whole culture is misogynist. I mean, we're all hip hop, all of us here, right? I'm not a misogynist.
So whenever I hear like a question about hip hop, I always think about what Mos Def said in '99 on Black on Both Sides, right? He said, yo, people ask me, Mos, how's hip hop doing? Like it's a giant living up in the mountain, like it's some creature. And he's like, hip hop is the people. You know, I do think that it's a problematic question though, because why are you singling out hip hop for that? You know, I think the world is misogynistic. I think that country music is misogynistic.
Absolutely. When do
That's
we start
facts.
making the choice as individuals to look for that, to seek out, to not even just be complicit in, oh, well, that's just how it is. We also have to make that extra effort to bring them around. We, as gatekeepers, our own communities, with our own genres, in our own, cities, we have to be the ones to move forward. And until we do, then
I don't know, like I've always thought that whole like step an extra way to go do certain things, like me like going to get a woman on my project because I just want to get a woman on my project is disingenuous, you know? Like if you make hard shit, there's always gonna be people that are gonna fuck with it. That's the bottom line.
I agree with it and I disagree with it. I agree with it in that that's the hip hop I love. You know, M said, growing up, it didn't matter what color you was. If you could spit, then you could spit.
All right, bro, we get it. You listen to a lot of old school rap. We get it. How you gonna say you agree with it and you disagree with it, but you're on strongly disagree? You should have stepped your ass in the middle then if you agreed with it and disagreed with it. And keep reciting these old ass lyrics.
That's
We
what
get
it
it.
was, right? And right now, so much of what people see from hip hop is marketing. The person who pops up at the open mic and is super nice, and the people in the community respect it, but they never get that extra little push.
But that's
you
because
know?
that artist that makes a decision to go to the open mics is not pushing themselves to the point to get to there.
yeah, but it's not an even playing field from the jump. You know,
It
even
is.
if you push it, it's not though,
Well-
because systematically, women and queer folk and people of color, they are on different levels in terms of resources, even unconsciously. The same folks,
That's
that
facts.
are at the open mic and how they're pushing themselves, each time they push themselves, there are other people that kind of validate them or allow them in higher and higher up, and they see this, this dope white rapper, and then they see this young women of color rapper, and then it's just like, you're like, well, this is what I'm more familiar with. This makes more sense to me, so I'm just gonna go with it, right? People are just
What don't
choosing
make
what they're
dollars
comfortable
don't make
with.
sense to the industry, my boy. They don't sign shit unless it make money and streams. And if it's good and it gets streams, they signing it. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, sure, if it makes money, if it makes
But look,
streams.
Lil Nas X is gay. He's motherfucking top of the world right now.
Yeah, but that's
Listen,
one gay rapper in a world of 100 straight rappers, or more, thousands.
Then get out there and do it, my boy. Come on,
Yeah,
if he can do
ain't
it, you
that
can do it,
easy.
homie. Straight up.
I've always wanted
I get what
to
they
be
was both
a
saying.
rapper. 3, 2,
What they say?
1, go. I've always wanted to be a rapper.
I always wanted to be a rapper.
3, 2, 1, go.
I grew up in a neighborhood in a time where it was the aftermath of the war on drugs. So I lost my father to gun violence when I was 4. And, he was shot 22 times. I lost a lot of friends and relatives. And then when I heard 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying album, it was like, he's telling my story, I feel. He carried me through a time where it was a war going on in the hood. And I was like, man, I feel like I want to do what he's doing and offer that same hope
Mask on,
to
I'm about
people
to
in my
check. Trey
community and
Little.
share my story.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to check it out real quick. Little intermission. I ain't gonna lie, if you suck,
YouTube is the #1 site for millions of creators online. But as more people flood to the platform, it's getting harder for your content to stand out from the crowd. That's where Sprizzy can help. Meet Tim, the lead singer of
all right.
I don't think they're ready for this one.
Not kill, but I'm killing rappers. Guess I'm just a hypocrite. D's and F's in school was still ill with this penmanship. Teachers say I'm illiterate. I guess I'm just gifted in. Jump through they roof for the proof like St. Nicholas. Almost caught attempt murder. That ain't nothing to brag on. Whip a
What did he just say?
Almost caught attempt murder, that ain't no rappers. Guess I'm just a hypocrite. D's and F's in school was still ill with this penmanship. Teachers say I'm illiterate, I guess I'm just gifted in. Jump through they roof for the proof like St. Nicholas. Almost caught attempt murder.
That's kind of hard, I ain't gonna lie.
That ain't nothing to brag on. Whip a rapper with his Gucci belt and make him sag on. Jim Carrey, you ain't wanna see me with this mask on. Bro say he got a chain, that ain't ice no rhinestones. Been looking for.
Alright, that's all I need to hear. That shit was alright. Alright.
You know, so yeah, I knew once I was like 11, 12 that I wanted to rap, you know.
Hey, World Mind.
The current probability of defeating the Church of Truth is 0.
So the first time I ever wrote rhymes, I was 5 years old. I saw Run DMC as the musical guest on All That. I busted out my composition notebook and I was like, that was a sick song. I gotta write all the lyrics. I had the beat in my head. I wrote lyrics from my own memory. It was probably whack as shit. I was like 5 years old, but
Big ideas. What's dude name? 10 Buick. I don't think he got a lot of subscribers. This shit popped up instantly. Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind. Oh wait, does he? Okay, he doesn't.
Stop acting like a bastard, holy.
My flow, my flow, my flow, my flow.
Damn, view it.
Come on, let's go.
Flow is quick and nimble, bars is jumping over candlesticks. I'm Jack on the track here to serve this whoop, as always got a can of it. That lazy shit you listen to is whack, I'm not a fan of it. Wipe half of the rap game out with a fucking snap, I'm on some Thanos shit. To infinity and
I see a bunch of comments saying here from the Jubilee video. I didn't see that in the other video.
beyond. I'm light years ahead of these fake ass rappers. Building buzz, I'm here for
I don't know about that. But I would have to listen to that more.
I showed it to my uncle the next day and I was like, yo, check this out. I wrote this like Run DMC remix. And he was like, this is fire. You got to keep this up. And I say from that moment, that was like, this is what I need to do. I need people to hear my lyrics. I take pride in my penmanship and I just want everybody to appreciate the lyrics.
For me, I feel like it was
I'm not saying
after high
Asian, I don't know
school,
what it is.
but like I was freestyling in high school and stuff, and like the homies was like, yo, you kind of fire with the freestyle, but like I never took it
listen
serious.
to 2 C's. This is gonna be the last one I listen to. Hey, what was his name? 2 C's by Khan. Oh, Jesus. Is this it? Oh, yeah.
Stone Island garments, nothing nameless, doubled up. I wave from goodbye, tsunami, my wallet can't fold it, don't know origami. Yeah, the Audemars, I might have it. Rob Balenciaga fashion, all of my clothes got the tags.
You got it, bro.
And I was like, nah, school is not it. At a certain
That's
point,
what's up
I
though,
was
that
like,
they pretty much
music
plugged this
is fire,
shit.
so.
I don't know. I started fucking up in school towards the end. I wasn't feeling that shit, you know, and I just fucking started grinding with the rap shit, you know. I never had no job. Luckily, I fucking right away, like my first shit started taking off, so I just kind of like, that's when I wanted to be a rapper, you know. Like, is once I started seeing, like, I dropped my first bullshit song, and that shit started going
I
crazy.
feel like I already know what you sound like.
Repeat and repeat and repeat, and that's when I want to be a rapper. But
I definitely not always wanted to be a rapper. Actually, Rico Pabon is a Puerto Rican rapper from New York. Very underground. Was the first time that I saw like a contemporary Latino rapper that was doing something. And I think that's when I first started to think that like, oh, I guess Latinos, you know, they kind of look like me, can be in rap.
So I grew up in Delaware. You know what I'm saying? Like as a Chinese
I do
kid,
want to check him out.
like, you know, suburban Delaware, there weren't a lot of those kinds of voices from the margins.
Are they gonna post it?
It was hip hop that was like giving me that guidebook, giving me those pathways through. So because of that, I've always wanted to be a rapper. And like KRS once said, right? I am hip hop. It's not
bad. They're like bringing the energy. Oh, I didn't even fucking turn the video back on. Hold up. Ace by Jason Chu. Ace. Damn, this shit got like no
What do you see? I can guarantee we not so different. Citizen, though you may not believe.
It's not him.
Cause you look at us like we just immigrants in this so-called land of the free. Ain't no 40 acres with no picket fence. Citizen, though you may not believe. Why you look at us like we just immigrants? Everybody wanna
Some waves and napalm flames, yeah, yeah. 50 years and neighbors still ain't learned her name, yeah, yeah. Live in New York, but they cut him on the train. You know that ID card don't cut it when your face is held to blame. Like Nakayama wasn't training for the army. Sergeant pointed at our brother, that's the face that you should target.
Alright, let me get ready to this video already. 20 minutes. My bad. Alright.
Not something I do. It's not something that I try to do. It's just who I am, and that's where it comes from for me.
Rap is damaging to young people.
I hate that.
3, 2, 1, go.
They all better disagree.
I think it can be because you can put some like really young kids on to like what we was just talking about, money, sex, drugs, and like that's typically for older people, I would say. Like, you know, once you graduate high school, it's like
But that's not
more common.
that's, I hate that because that's not rap. That's anything in the world. That's movies. That's video games. That's like some songs aren't for little kids. Don't let them listen to it. It's like some games aren't for little kids. Don't let them play it. Some movies aren't for little kids, and don't let them watch it. Like anything could fucking influence somebody or influence younger people. Like stop saying it's just rap. Chris Brown be singing about crazy shit. Like that's not rap. He's singing. It's R&B. So R&B influence. Like come on.
Be around that stuff, but like, you know what I mean? I think it can just like, I don't know, it can be damaging, you know what I mean? Like
movies, music, video games, like to put blame on all that.
That's the second time me and this nigga said the same exact thing. That's crazy.
Stuff for influencing people, like their actions. I don't know, to listen to something and then act on it and then blame that for what you did, that's just a cop-out, you know, so.
I would say because if a mind is not fully developed and they're exposed to a certain kind of rap too early, then it can distort like their perspective.
Why are they
on
listening
things
to it?
If the parent isn't there to introduce it to him.
Yeah.
So for my son, I'm not gonna play, you know, an Eminem album to him or whatever, or a T Grizzly project. Now, when he's older, I'll lay the foundational principles down about, okay, here's life and here's what this means. And I would say your music should evolve, right? So for me, if I grew up on a corner when I was 13 and now I'm traveling to LA doing a show, I should talk about that and not just say, yeah, I'm still on the block robbing people. Because I'm lying, you know what I mean? Like people want to grow with their artists and the people they look up to. Like what we see Jay-Z doing with 444, like
talking about manhood, talking about success, and,
and acknowledging his mistakes and also, you know, walking people through that process. That's important, you know.
It sounds so weird because it's like going against my argument about the bitch thing, but it's really how I feel though. Like I don't fuck with how so many people like are promoting all this drug use and shit and pills. You know what I'm saying? One of my brothers OD'd like a fucking month ago. You feel me? If you're gonna talk about it, you also need to let motherfuckers know, especially if your audience is younger people coming up. I think you should have a responsibility to say like, you know, at least let them know what the fuck they're getting into, you know? If I'm not promoting that shit, they're gonna go to someone who is, you know? If the same way to say like, I could tell people as much as I want, don't pop perks, don't do pills. For the people who really wanna do that shit are gonna go, they're not gonna wanna hear me, you know? They're gonna wanna hear people who are talking about that shit. So I guess, I don't think me having a song can really make a motherfucker change his life around, you know? Like obviously.
Don't undervalue yourself, G. I feel like, I mean, think about yourself. You're in music because music also means something to you, right?
Yeah.
It's resonated and built so much value when you built yourself up. Like, yeah, maybe not one song, but it's an entry point. It's a door that opened up. And, you know, to kind of tie back in the conversation, I think even beyond being artists and creators, we have responsibility as men, as members of the community, right? To be thoughtful with our actions, right? Considerate with our words, and then especially as creators, just to know that our shit exists beyond us for the positive and the negative, and to just take that in stride and understand there's only consequence.
Yeah, I get that.
From our actions,
but still,
good and bad.
that wasn't the fucking question. They brought it deep. That wasn't the question. The question was, does rap do that? And rap doesn't do that. Or it might do it, but so does every goddamn thing else, like movies, games, and other shit.
Hey. Oh, really? Oh, shit.
They went deep as hell into it.
All right, man.
That was dope, though. They just get like random people. They just hit random people up like, yo, come do this. That was dope, though. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Comment other video ideas you want me to react to. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. God damn, 25 minutes? I OD'd, bro.